Hello Nintendo, Wii here. Welcome to my top 10 game consoles of all time. Coming in at number 10 is the Sega Saturn. Sega's answer to the Sony PlayStation. It was released slightly earlier than the PlayStation, I think. When it was released, there was a surprise announcement at E3 to say that the console was going on sale immediately, which was really surprising for people at the show. But because of that, there wasn't many launch games. In fact, there was only two, I believe. There was Daytona USA, and I'm not sure what the other one is. But over the time of the console, it did manage to get quite a good selection of games, including Nights into Dreams, what we can see on the screen over here. There it is, one of Sega's best games. I'm sure you've heard me talk about it before. But apart from that, it did have quite a lot of superior ports from the PlayStation 1, including games like Pandemonium, which I've got here. The cases were plastic cases, like the Sega Megadrive, like this, and inside you get the instructions on that side and the game disc on that side. As well as ports from the PlayStation, so Sega also had their own brands, such as Virtua Fighter, which sold very well for the Sega Saturn. They also created some original games, such as the 3D platformer Bug here, which was one of the first ever 3D platformers. There's some pictures on the back. It's a very good game. Some more games of note. There's Wipeout, the Panzer Dragoon series, which is kind of Sega's answer to Star Fox. They play in the same sort of way. Clockwork Knight, another early 3D platformer, which is a very, very good game, but also quite hard. And compilations of Mega Drive games, such as this Sonic Jam collection, which is a collection of the 4 games for the Sega Mega Drive. I've done a video on this if you want to check out my channel. Anyway, this was my number 10 console, the Sega Saturn. Number 9 is the Nintendo Entertainment System, or the NES. Released in 1985, it was one of the first ever major successful video game consoles. The Atari 2600 came before it, but as I'm sure you're all aware, that caused the video game crash of '83, and what saved the whole of video games? Nintendo did, with this beauty of a console, the NES. It's got a fantastic lineup of games. It's got the original Mario trilogy. How could you say no to that? There's Mario 1, there's Mario 2 and 3. 3 of the best games ever, all on one system. It was a perfect start for Nintendo, especially Mario 3, that was just brilliant. Apart from that, they also managed to get Tetris, which is one of the most popular game series of all time, along with several of Nintendo's own new franchises, such as Excitebike and Duck Hunt and things like that. All very popular games for the system and very good games as well. In fact, Excitebike's recently been re-released on the 3DS as Excitebike 3D Classics, which you can go and check out if you've got a 3DS. It's very good as well. And of course, the Legend of Zelda series, with their gold cartridges, which is a very nice thing to have, and something that Nintendo fans should try and get hold of, a gold Zelda cartridge. And of course, as you can see on the screen, the fantastic Mega Man series. Mega Man 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, all on the NES, all absolutely fantastic. One of my favourite game series of all time. And for the more adventurous type, there was also Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy, for people who enjoy long adventures, and these were some of the first games ever to use actual save functions, so to have a battery in the cartridge so you can save your game and continue from where you left off. As well as this, Capcom also had a deal with Nintendo to bring popular cartoon franchises to the NES, and these were very successful. There's DuckTales, there's lots of Mickey Mouse games, all sorts of different things. They're definitely worth checking out because Capcom during the 8-bit era was one of the best companies there was. And of course, Konami's Castlevania franchise. The first 3 games are on the NES, they're all excellent. So that was number 9, the Nintendo Entertainment System. Number 8, this is the Sega Mega Drive, or in America, the Sega Genesis. This was Sega's first 16-bit console. It was actually released to compete with the NES, not the SNES, which came after the Mega Drive. A very successful machine, thanks in part to its blast processing, of course. Anyway, jokes aside, it's got some fantastic games, such as Thunder Force 3, what you can see on the screen here. Also, the Mega Drive is region-free, so if you do get a Genesis game, such as Thunder Force 3, you can play it perfectly well on your PAL Sega Mega Drive, which is excellent. I'll try not to talk about the Sonic games, because everyone knows that the Mega Drive is mainly remembered for its Sonic titles, so I'm going to show you some other games which are equally as memorable and equally as good. One such game is the series called Rocket Knight Adventures. It's the Rocket Knight Adventures and its sequel called Sparkster. They're both extremely good games. I've done a Let's Play of this. I was planning to do one of this, but I still haven't managed to finish it because it's just so damn hard. Anyway, they're both excellent games, so if you can find them for a reasonable price, do get them. Sparkster's quite expensive, but Rocket Knight Adventures you can find fairly cheap. Another reason why some people preferred the Mega Drive over the SNES is the fact that Mortal Kombat, the trilogy, wasn't censored on the Mega Drive, so it contained all the blood of the arcade version, compared to the SNES version, which was censored. It also had some of its own exclusive games, such as Streets of Rage. Here's the second one. I've got all three, but most people prefer the second one, so there it is. They also had Echo the Dolphin, another fantastic game series. Very, very hard games, considering what you would expect. Also, Sega had Treasure develop some games for them, and one of the games to come out of this development was Dynamite Headdy for the Mega Drive. A very fun game. You can swap your head round to have loads of different power-ups and special abilities. Really good, really zany game, really crazy, but definitely worth finding. Toe Jam and Earl, another excellent series. This is the second one. The first one's a top-down action RPG kind of game. This one's more of a platformer, but they're both very good, so if you can find the Toe Jam and Earl games, definitely. And on the similar kind of humour level, there's Earthworm Jim. It's available on the SNES as well, but here's the Mega Drive version just for people who have a Mega Drive. And of course the Sonic series, but I won't talk about them because everyone knows about the Sonic games. One thing that the Mega Drive didn't do particularly well is all of its expansions, such as here the disc drive, the Sega Mega CD, and also the Sega 32X. Sega was trying to prolong the life of the Mega Drive. It didn't really work out for them, so that's why it's only number 8 on my list.